Okay, looks like we got Cody. What's up, man? How can I help you today?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, we're just I think I have one more coming. He might show up a little later. I think he's in a meeting. But yeah, we're just here to kind of soaking up all the knowledge we can.
Yeah. All right. So, any specific questions? I've got some stuff I can definitely cover. Um, where are you at?
Absolutely.
Where are you at with your high level journey? How far along are you?
So I've been actually tasked with heading up the whole process of kind of building out our high level account. We're relatively new to it. And with that said, I've kind of gone through, we have, I don't know, a good 20 something agencies. We have what we've been using high level mostly for right now is uh, to get away from constant contact. Really, that was our first stage essentially. So we're barely utilizing a lot of the functionality high level offers.
Okay.
Obviously, we have email, like email drip campaigns, stuff like that set up, and we're using it paired with like Zapier
Yep.
to kind of we do. We're in the service industry, so we have a lot of clients in HVAC or plumbers or
Nice.
stuff like that. But essentially, what we're looking at is just kind of growing our account. We have three different tiers for our like growth plans and stuff like that. And we're looking at how to better kind of set these up. We haven't used opportunities really at all yet, which is I know is a
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
powerful tool.
Yeah.
So, well, like I said, we're barely scratching the surface on what we're doing right now. So, I'm just here. I know how to do a lot of this. I'm a web developer, but
Yeah.
I just kind of want to ever see what everybody else is offering, see what they got, and soak up as much as I can.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. How well versed are you on missed call text back for the service industry?
Miss call text back. So we're actually starting to build that kind of stuff out right now,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to SMS campaigns. I
Yeah.
haven't quite started it yet, but that's something that would be awesome to go over.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Just give me a second here.
Absolutely.
You got to start with square one, which is um, just the basics of missed call text back, right? There is there is an easy button. There is an easy button out of the gate with missed call text back. Um, I came up with something which I called next level. The next level of missed call text back. It's using workflows, which sounds like you're familiar with. But let's just go into it here. So we'll go ahead and call this training next level missed call text back. Let me get into a test account here. So first, let's just go over the easy button, the out of the box settings. Okay, so it's just right here. Missed call text back. It might come with a new account. It might come enabled or not. Let me see if I can find a new account here. Um, let's see. Maybe this one. Okay. So there's a decent chance that this is enabled out of the box. So um, if you didn't want it, you would have to make sure that you had a note to disable it. Okay. So let's go ahead and enable it on this one. Even like I said, I think it's enabled by default. Hi, this is location name. I saw that we just missed your call. How can I help? And if you wanted to put a test through on that, you can do that right there. So I have lots of different test phone numbers. I have some Twilio numbers. I have my own cell phone number. I have Google Voice number. So a lot of times that's how I'm setting up tests for demonstration purposes is heading over to my Google Voice account. Hi, this is 435 Power Reels test account. So we're going to be able to know what that maps to, location name. I saw that we just missed your call. How can I help? Well, if I say, um, what are your business hours, right? Um, Like it's kind of done here. It's done. What do we have over here on the contact side? Right? Let's go see. So here's that same number. And so that is being tracked right here. Okay. So let's just go back and verify that we understand. So right there, that's where that's coming from. So settings, scroll down. That should have been there, unless I didn't hit save. Maybe I didn't hit save yet. That's very, very possible. So there that is. Yeah, so save missed call settings.
Okay.
So this location name literally maps to this right here, the friendly business name. Now, yeah, it doesn't look very good because I've got a test account, I got this other stuff in here. That could work. You could literally just pull that out of there and you could I call it hard coding. Hi, this is Jake's Plumbing. Or thanks for calling Jake's Plumbing. Also, let's just talk really quickly about these two compliant SMS messages. Okay. So I think this is also on by default. And there's two things here. You have to tell them how they can opt out, right? And you have to tell them who it is, right? So it doesn't look like spam. You can customize this. I'll tell you how I do it. I like to seem like it's conversational. So I usually will opt out of this and say something along the lines of, let's see here. Here's an example. Hey, it's Dan with the Renewal Gutters. I saw we missed your call. How can I help? Also, if you prefer not to text, you can reply stop at any time. I call it kind of like a conversational opt-out message. Stop isn't like capitalized. It doesn't seem like a bot. It seems like I just told them, yeah, you can reply stop at any time. And it's also like, hey, if you prefer not to text, they still might not think that you're a bot, but you're kind of doing the best of both worlds there, in my opinion. Okay, so that's really it for the easy button missed call text back out of the box. If we want to get to the next level of missed call text back, then we're really going to want to get over to the automations, because we can key off of that as well. So let's go create a new workflow here. So we're going to call this missed call text back. How did you hear about these sessions, by the way?
It's funny because the owner of our company, we're Relentless Digital, and he, I guess, follows you on Facebook or something. I was like, hey, check this out. I was like, oh, dude, absolutely. So
yeah, it's a good value. You're getting one-on-one right now because this is open to the public for free. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad you jumped on. But not everyone can jump on. But we're trying to do a better job of getting the word out too. And anyways, yeah. So this is great. So we're going to kick this off with a call status.
Okay.
So right here, call status, and then filters. So a call direction, right? It's going to be incoming. That's pretty straightforward. And then in phone number, or call status. So there we go. So we don't want every single call status. So we want to delineate which ones we want this to fire on. So busy seems good. Canceled. Voicemail. No answer. So basically everything except for completed. Okay. With filtering, I always like to see what the next filter down has, right? I'll always go down one further than what I think, just to kind of still see what else I could filter on. That helps me know I've stopped filtering too early or too soon. And in this case, it looks like I could actually, if I had 5 numbers in here, I could only fire this specific one. Maybe it's a Google ad campaign. Maybe I've got a print and direct mail kind of thing. And so if I wanted to customize the language of the flow, I could narrow this down to just that phone number. If I want this to fire for all phone numbers with these statuses, then I know I'm in the right spot by just getting rid of that. And I'm going to go up a level and make it and keep it generic for all missed calls. So call status. So basically all missed calls, all numbers will be the trigger. Okay. Now, to your point, what you talked about earlier, a missed call is an opportunity, right? And so one of the first things out of the gate, now instead of just doing, hey, sorry, we missed your call, we're saying, no, like this is an opportunity. All I know about them is the phone number, right? Attended free party. It's a lead. You could definitely call it a lead or a new inquiry. We could get more specific and say, hey, this was actually a missed call. And just to show how that might go down, we could go make that quick change. So I'm going to go over opportunities. These are very customizable. In fact, you should just kind of jump in, do the ones that you know, even the ones you can only come up with real quick, new inquiry, a lead, a deposit made. And then just over time, you'll come in here. We'll say, hey, what if there is a missed call here? What do we want? What's our process? What's our SOPs around a missed call? And then I can stick this in the right spot. Maybe it makes more sense for missed call to kind of be up there near lead. And then I'll save that. So I'll head back over here. It doesn't know about the missed call changes, so I'm going to have to refresh this now. Stick that in there. So it looks like I lost my call status there, so we get to go through that one more time. We'll make sure we save it. Call direction, call status, busy, canceled, no answer, and voicemail. Call status, so all calls, all missed calls, all numbers. Okay. First thing we want to do is create that opportunity. It doesn't have to be the first thing, it's one of the things. Party pipeline and then missed call. What's the name of this opportunity? Only thing we really could call it is their phone number. Contact, phone. Now we're dynamically changing the name of that opportunity card to be their phone number. We could say missed call, but we kind of get the point. The phone, you could say missed call here. Potentially, if you only have one number, you could put in, the certain number that they call from. And then lead value. You say, my average job is worth $500. So each lead is worth however much to me. So $500. And then a missed call is going to be an open status typically. And we hit save action. And so we're already doing better than just the standard missed call text back, because now we've got an opportunity to track. Well, if you got a decent sized team, another thing you'll want to do is assign this to a user, right? So very easily now I can pick which users I want to assign this to. If you assign 2 people, you can determine how you want to split the kind of a round robin, right? If you don't select two people, you're not going to see those options. As soon as you select multiple people, you'll see the options to equally assign round robin, or if you have a closer, you want to do a weighted, a 4-to-1 ratio, that kind of thing. So you can play with assign to user there, and I'll say assign to James as the title. Okay, so now we've got an opportunity. Let's save all this. We're going to call it a next level missed call text back. Okay, and let's save that. Okay, we could add a tag. Depending on what it was, you could do whatever you wanted here. You could say missed call. You could say missed call. If you had filtered on the phone number, you could say it was a missed direct mail call. Okay. Or you could say it was a missed Google My Business. Kind of get a little more tagging there, a little more information. So we have an add tag missed Google My Business call. Okay. All right. Now's what I kind of call the, so we actually haven't done that. We haven't recreated that first part, which is the missed call text back. We don't have this step, right? We don't have this step in here yet. So let's use the cool one that I came up with, kind of the conversational, we'll call it conversationally compliant messaging. So now we actually want to take, and now we want to actually message the customer back that we missed their call. So it's James with Rockwell Painting. Again, I just hard coded that. If I want to stick in here, custom value. Here's all the custom values, by the way. If you haven't fooled around in here, there's custom values, which are actually custom ones to the thing, and then a lot of these are out of the box, right? Name, address, phone number is going to be out of the box. They're not truly custom. Those would be more. These are merge fields. These are like mail merge. And so what we want is location. What do we want? We want location.name, right? So the account itself has a name. There it is, location.name. So we can see the difference here. If I say or location name and then location name. Okay. Sorry, missed your call. How can we help? Also, if you prefer not to text, you can reply stop at any time. Okay. Now,
maybe putting a slight delay before that goes out would be good too, just because it's kind of weird when you call and you get an immediate text.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I have that here in my reference automation here. I have that 1 minute wait right there. So that's absolutely great advice. Where did I stick that? I stuck it right after add a tag. So yep, good catch. Wait 1 minute. You can do 30 seconds by doing 0.5 minutes here. So that is a thing. Okay. But if you're busy, maybe a minute is more realistic, right? That definitely seems like whatever. You pick whatever you want there, whatever makes sense. But yeah, wait a minute. Send out that text. Is it's like you're driving, you got the call, you didn't have a chance to get back to him. You got back to him about a minute later. That's still pretty good. This is one
And
of
if they
my favorite.
reply to that, does it automatically get routed to the right, the owner of the contact, or does it just sit there?
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about, actually. That is exactly what we're going to talk about. So my next step here, I like to do is an internal SMS. This could be your front desk. This could be you personally. If these are my clients and I'm not getting overwhelmed with, if I'm just setting this up for a first time, this is almost like just texting myself that this thing is working, right? So this is what I'll stick in here for that. So all I know about that person is their phone number. They just called Renewal Gutters or Rockwell Painting or whatever. So this is my client. I might have a bunch of these clients. So now I'm getting a little notification of some activity going on for my client. And at that point, all I know is that there was a missed call. Right? So text, you could call this text myself or text myself or whoever. An internal notification. Okay. And we're actually going to flip this around. I'm going to move this up a step right here. That text myself. This texts the customer. And the reason I flip that around is because now we're actually going to wait for, we're going to wait to see if they reply. Because here's where it got is, it's 6 a.m. and we missed the call. And then we pretended like we were there and said, sorry, missed your call. How can I help? Then they said what they were after. I want to know if I can get an estimate. And then it went dead. Right? So it made no sense. And maybe on that topic, maybe you run this only between, a certain time here. So if they do run into this, at 2 a.m, you're not pretending to be there and saying, sorry, I missed your call. How can we help? It's meant to buy you minutes. It's meant to buy you a few minutes of lag or maybe hours, but not half a day. So let's just put it to everything.
But does that stop all actions, including tagging and everything?
It wouldn't even start this automation.
They just stay queued until the time comes available.
If the current time falls, I'll wait until the next window to execute the action. Yeah, I haven't played a lot with this, but it is an idea that you guys should be aware of. So yeah, let's just say between 6 p.m. What does it say here? Execute if it falls within this window. Otherwise, wait until the next window. So if they text me at 10 p.m. at night, we're gonna fire this off the next morning at 8 a.m.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good idea.
Right? Which still makes sense. Sorry we missed your call. I'm kind of getting back to you now, maybe. Right? So I guess put this for the time that you think someone's going to be able to stand by and get back to people. This, like I said, I think this is meant to buy you. It's meant to buy you minutes, not hours, of getting back. So let's just keep that. Okay, now this is where truly I mean, already this is next level, right? Because we're assigning it to someone, we're creating those opportunity cards. Let's actually put one through. Let's put this guy through here. If that's the right one. Okay. Let's go find this guy. So here we are. You got to have allow multiples turned on. That gets me every time still. So that might have been the, I'm testing that same person to go through it again. Let's see if we can. All right, let's run him through again. I bet you if we look at that history there, it will say it's skipped. Yeah, he's skipped because he'd already been through the first time. So now hopefully we have another missed call text back here. There it is. Hi, it's James Rockwell Painting, or location name, which is that. If you prefer not to text, you can reply stop at any time. Sweet. How can I help? Okay, now what are we checking here? We want to go see that there's a new opportunity in our missed call text back pipeline. There it is. Missed call, 801-784-8778 missed call. Chat widget. It says it came through the chat widget. Not sure where that I'm not sure where that got populated from. That doesn't really quite add up for me. Opportunity source. We can take a look at that.
Source.
Yeah, so I had the source here. Maybe I bet you what happened is that his source was already populated from a previous test, right? And so yeah, that's where that would be populated from. You could say it's a phone call.
It's on the first stage, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm always constantly deleting the contacts before I pass them through,
Sure.
unless there's some reason to hold on to the data.
Sure. Yeah, for a test, something like that. So yeah, you can see a couple tags here. There's missed Google My Business call. And so now we're starting to get that next level. Oh, what about the assignment? Right? We said we were going to assign it. So if I go into, did you guys know you can actually make your outbound calls right there? I think it's kind of weird that, but yeah, up here in the upper right, you actually can make those outbound calls right there. Here's the conversation. This is the new UI for opportunities. You can see there's my outbound call. And here is where it got assigned. So, okay, now to the fun step here. We got that guy, he's waiting there. He's obviously past that step, right? Because we know we got this text. So now we're going to do the step here, which is we're going to wait up to 4 hours for a reply. Okay. Wait up to 4 hours. And don't ask me if it's 3 hours or 4 hours or 30 minutes. It's configurable. We could try to think through what makes the most sense. This is where I have to pick the step above. So I want these two steps to be together. These should come in pairs, right? The wait step is going to be immediately for the step before. I've seen issues where if you if you mix and match these steps, it doesn't quite do a good job of waiting for that reply. And then up to 4 hours, that's the timeout. Okay. You don't want them to just sit there forever. And eventually you want to let them fall through the bottom of this automation and keep going through. So I don't know. Let's do, I mean, maybe what, okay, let's just think about it. So I'm driving along, I miss a call, I text them. I mean, probably, I mean, if I haven't heard back, and if I'm a good business, right? If you're a good business, right? I'm a good business. I'm driving. I text you back. If I haven't heard back from you, if I have a hot lead, and it's probably more like 15 minutes, right? I'm going to give you 15 minutes and
Is the intention to do an internal notification again? Is that what you're leading up to here?
yeah,
Okay. So like
yeah,
if it's like a roofer or something like that, where there's solitary guys running around doing quotes and, they're not going to
yeah,
want to get an interruption in 15 minutes. That's going to be something that you're going to vary depending on
yes,
the niche.
configurable, definitely. I'm just thinking that, yeah, whoever, like I said, you might be notifying your front desk, it might be yourself, owner operator. Like I said, this is configurable. But yeah, let's just do that for now. Way up to 15 minutes. And then we're going to ask the question, did they reply? So an if else. Did they reply? Yes, they did. Contact reply is true. If you wanted to be specific and say no, they didn't, then you could do both of those. So now we have our branches. So if they haven't replied back, you could automate the follow-up there. I waited up to 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and just copy this step. And instead, we're going to say anything I can do to help. If you already introduced yourself, you could just do above. You could do whatever you wanted here, of course. This is that little nudge. Sorry, how about you're driving now? Anything I can do to help? Whatever. Okay, so SMS customer nudge. Okay. If they did reply, this is what's kind of cool. I want to text the owner. Right? Let's say this guy, Jason Baloney 123, let's say he's the owner. And this is what I would text him. Hot lead. Such and such phone number just replied. Not only did they miss the call, now we've got them on the text and they're replying back to me. They just replied to the missed call text back, jumped in there and reply. And then this is exactly what they said too in the reply. You can find that in message.body. Okay, so you get a custom values message.body. It's the only thing in there. Every time there's a reply, whether it's Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Google, an SMS, whatever the last reply was, it gets stored in message.body. And anybody know what this is right here at the bottom? This is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's looks like you're updating contact details.
Yeah. So what this actually is what I call a deep link back into the system.
Mm.
Yeah. And so if I want to quickly jump right into that conversation, right?
Oh, that's cool.
In fact, here's the live one right here. They said I was just going to ask you this, and let me deep link right back in to that conversation.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
See that?
Yeah.
That was worth the price of the call right there.
Okay, okay. Can you do that on the app? So if you're on the cell phone, it's gonna jump to the on the
It
white.
jumps into the contact record. Now, look at this though. You got to be a little bit smarter about than what I've done, because this obviously is mine.
Yeah.
See, there's the pattern. That's the pattern for workflows. If I want to get the pattern for contacts, there's a contact. So here's what we're going to do. That's the pattern of every contact. Let's look at it. Okay. Let's look at it. So the front part is either going to be HighLevel or your white label domain. V2, that's fine. The location, this is actually the location ID.
Yeah.
See? Now, if I wanted to, so you could put yours in, you could hard code it. If I was making a snapshot for everybody, I would actually do something smarter and do location.id.
Yeah.
And like you've seen I've done right here, instead of essentially hard coding the contact, that one person's contact ID, I'm going to make it relative to, I'm going to use a variable. I'm going to use the contact ID variable.
Yeah, because it could be many different messages, right?
Exactly.
That's
This
cool.
doesn't put you into the message, it puts you into the contact detail. It puts
And then you
it's
can
a
see
deep
the flow of conversation in that context.
You see the whole conversation.
Yeah.
It's going to put you a deep link right back into here where you can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Now,
Right.
it doesn't work for mobile, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it doesn't work for your phone.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so now we've got that. And then, okay. Oops. So we said, we said this was going to be contact ID. Okay. Now, that's going to be to the owner or our front desk. Okay, whoever. And then I'm honestly, if this is my client and I still care, and I still want to, be copied on that myself, internal notification to me, to James. And then I'll switch it to that. So that way I can be apprised of the situation, that I know that my clients are following up with their leads, depending on how involved I want to be in that process. Right? Maybe this is going to go out to Zapier and make a Google sheet, but this kind of stuff should be getting some tracking on the reporting. You take a peek at that. So if we go to reporting here, we go to call reporting, answered versus missed calls, how many calls a day, call duration. And since I'm always testing missed call text back, most of mine are missed apparently. But that's kind of cool, right? All right. So that is essentially next level missed call text back. Should we give it a test?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. So all we really want to do is put it through one more time and then reply and then see the hot lead reply. So let's do it. There he is. Run test. You know, if you wanted to make this even smarter, you could take this. You could take this whole thing right here and copy everything. Because what if they reply to the nudge? Right? That wait step is going to have to be relative to the nudge step. And now we've just made this insane.
So is there a way, the biggest problem we're having with our SMS campaigns is our clients that are using HighLevel are not, obviously they're home services, so they're going to be out and about doing stuff on job sites, whatever. So they're not always the best at responding, picking up the phone or whatever. Is there a way to connect it to some sort of like AI that's able to get a basic idea of what the client or what the responder, whoever the text message is sent to, and they respond, whoever, like whatever they say, and kind of form some sort of a basic, just very basic response in place of the actual client?
Yeah. So that starts to get into, chat GPT, AI kind of stuff.
Sure.
It is, I have built one of these that just in HighLevel that asks what their name is, and it stores their name and then their last name and their address, and it even will try to book an appointment. It just uses the appointment booking bot. And so
Okay.
it's pretty amazing, right? But if it says what's your last name and you say I just want to know how much it is, it's going to think that their last name is I just want to know how much it is.
Exactly.
Right? So yes, there's levels to this, right? There's absolutely levels with enough, time, money, resources to do this in a smarter way. That is something. That's going to be coming. I'm working on it a little bit myself, but like I said, I'm kind of at that. I'm a little bit beyond what we are here, but
Sure.
I'm not at the point where I can handle any kind of question for any kind of business.
Yeah.
How about that? So,
Makes sense.
yeah, with how fast things are moving and chat GPT and with just AI in general, it's just a matter of time before these kinds of systems are just insanely smart, and probably you may not fire someone, but you might not hire that next person because you know what I'm saying? You're just leveraged. You're leveraged up. So let's take a look at where we're at here. I like the question. That's definitely where it's going. So here we go. Hi, just missed your call. I want to book an appointment now. I want to book now. There's my reply. What's it supposed to do? Well, it's supposed to tell you. There it is. Hot lead 784 just replied to missed call text back. Jump in there, reply. Said I want to book now. Okay, shoot. I better get over there. Deep link back into the system. And I'll be like, okay, when are you free? There we go. And then there we go. That is 10 times better than, I think, than your out of the box over here. Right? This is amazing, right? Alone for when you're brand new, just to be able to have any kind of even just being text enabled and an automated missed call text back for clicking a checkbox, like that's amazing. But since you guys are on the call today, now we're talking about the levels to this thing, right? It's assigned to a user. We could have a task. Like, it's kind of like I could make a task to call that person back, right? But if they're not answering the phone in the first place, contacts assigned user. Here. Hey, call that phone number. You missed this call and need to call them back. It's due in 1 day. See, I don't know if that really quite makes sense, but yeah. Now from here, you can do all kinds of things.
Hey, what does that task do? I haven't even looked at that. I saw that
Oh, yeah.
capability, but what does task do?
Test. Yeah, so where that ends up is if I log in now, let's say I've been gone on vacation or I'm just been gone for an hour at lunch. I come back I'm logged in myself as a user, and I've got my tasks sitting here. Or if I'm on contacts page, and I go to tasks, there's all my tasks. So it's almost like a little it's a little automated to-do list kind of thing. We could add one. Let's just play with one. Call so-and-so right now. Select assignee. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Why not?
Because you need to have a contact select.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. That's interesting. That's not letting me assign. Okay, you can't assign it out of the gate. That's really weird. Okay. So there we go. So it has a little to-do thing. It's tied to a contact. It's assigned. Status. Mark it as complete. Right. Little baby task management, not too fully featured and rich. But yeah, you come in the morning and you come look at your tasks. And there it is, right? All right. We have a few minutes left for today's call. Any other quick questions?
I got a quick question, but it's not related to this one, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. I think
It's on Make.
that's good.
Yeah, I've been using Pably to do some
Okay.
automation, and then switched to Make because I thought Make was had better features and even cheaper with $10. You got everything. Now my question is, I was trying to create a new location because I got an agency account. I don't have the
okay.
SaaS, and it won't let me create a new sub account. I use I don't know if it's because if you want me to share my screen real quick, I'll show you what I mean. If you look at my screen now, see this, for example, I use a webhook, right? This one, and then I try to use this. They have a HighLevel API call.
Okay.
I set up everything, put everything in the body, everything, but it won't work. And I even try to do like an API using HTTPS. I don't know if anybody.
Okay. So you're wanting to create a location, right?
Yeah.
So see right here, you've chosen the HighLevel app.
Yeah.
And the module is make an API call. Why don't you go make another HighLevel module there and create a location?
Oh, okay. Like
right. Sure. There you go.
So,
High level. There's the module.
there's only two options here. Add an account. They don't have a lot of stuff, right? They have
No,
add an
add an
account.
account. Isn't that what you want? Add an account? What else would it be?
Yeah, but this account is like adding a new username, it's like adding a staff member. And
Oh,
right now,
really?
yeah, it won't give you, it won't create a sub account. What they
I
mean by
see.
account is if you click on that one,
It ends
okay,
up, it's looking for
see,
users.
they want their a
Uh,
user, they want to give you, and these are all the stuff that I already on from the web. This was coming from the webhook where I sent something there. I was able to catch that here. But here they ask you the first name, last name, email, and they want you to proceed. They want you to select the location. So this is pretty much to grant to grant access to a user to a specific location. So it's not that's why I chose this API call instead
yeah.
of using this add an account. An account is like you adding a user pretty much and grant him access to any of these.
So that's basically a horrible name for that.
Yeah, it's a horrible name. Yeah,
Okay.
so I don't know if you tried to do sub account location creation with Make before. It worked with Public. I did it in Public, and in Public it's work 100%. Right, this is for
Okay.
example Public right there. Everything looks good. You have a API. You create your location here. Everything there,
Okay.
and then I wait 2 minutes.
Okay.
And then I create
Well,
now the admin user. It works, but
okay.
I
So
wanted to transfer
scroll
everything
up,
into it.
scroll up for me, if you will. Scroll up, up, up. That's down. Okay. Now down. Right there. Okay. Stop right there. See how it says post? So yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So go to make.
I did the same thing on Make.
Here, go here. Just listen. Just please listen, okay?
Mhm.
Go to this first one. HTTP. There you go. There you go. What do you got there? Good.
That's the URL, the post, and
Do
then
you have your headers? Your authorization. Add a header right there.
yeah,
What do you got there?
I
Oh,
got
you don't
the
have you're not passing in your API key.
I passed it here in the authorization. I passed
Okay.
it there. That's where you put the API key of your agency, and then
Yeah, put your API key here. Let's try that. I mean,
okay, all right,
yeah,
all right.
so it's going to be authorization. Perfect. And then bearer, uppercase B,
Yeah,
B-E-A-R, good, yeah. Space
space.
API key, or agency API key.
Yeah.
If you want to do this later, you can, because this is a public call. So
Yeah, sure. All right,
yeah.
that's fine. I'm gonna do that later and try.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. I'll test it and see how it goes.
Okay. But that's a good point. Yeah, that scenario there is not what you want.
Yeah, it's not what I want. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
give that a try.
They didn't update their high level APIs. They're kind of behind on high, but they got everything else, but not.
Yeah, the integrations.
You can do it
And
in
I was
Zapier.
expecting to see the lead connector app here instead of high level because lead connector is now what we're using, right?
Right. There is another guy who makes. There's a couple people now in the community that have spent more time making these better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, but they both. It's a paid service because it's quite a bit of work to keep it up to date.
Yeah.
So if it's worth it, I can put you in touch with them. But yeah,
Okay.
that's a paid thing.
That would be good.
Also, I want to point out that those are version 1 API calls, right? And they're kind of on version 2, so you might be missing some of the
Yeah,
stuff.
so that one, even that version 2, I tried to go to the documentation of version
Yeah.
2. There are a couple of things that they are not doing on version 2.
Yeah, you just have to be aware that, okay, I'm doing version 1. It might
Yeah,
work. It might work today, but I don't know if it's going to work in 6 months or a year.
exactly.
And because they're not keeping it up to date. And then version 2, like, I don't even know the ins and outs of all
And
that.
on version 2, I can share my screen again just for 1 minute. I'll show because I spent a lot of time on the documentation for version
Yeah.
2 there.
Yeah.
See, on version 2 for location, they only give you the get.
Oh,
You can only get, you can't post. You can only get the location. So
oh my goodness.
so it's still, that's why you gotta stay on version 1 until
That's
you
that's
finish all the
crazy.
APIs for
That's
version 2.
crazy. That's crazy. Why can't we? Well, I don't know. I haven't fully moved over to, I haven't just barely started moving to 2, and
Yeah,
if I have to. It looks like Cruz had a quick question. Let's wrap up with this last question here.
all right, no problem.
In the chat. How can you capture
HighLevel Pro Tools gives you that capability if you want to pay for it.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, like I said, there's some people that have made some of that. So, how can you capture appointment only start date to a custom field, or if not possible, how long does that value remain? The reason I ask because I want to use this internally notify the date throughout the different stages, but the value is not remaining. Well, appointment only start date. Only start date. Okay. How?
Maybe you could try it later, but for whatever reason, it's not passing that variable through. As I go to different stages and I try to do something, interact with that person, I need to internally notify people about it. So I continue to try to use that that value, and it doesn't work.
The best way is to do everything you're doing in the same workflow. There is an idea though. It's called add to workflow. Add to workflow. There is this pass input trigger parameters. So you would pick another workflow, and hopefully that there is kind of, in theory, passing along the same information. Like if it was,
I could try it.
If it was from an appointment, yeah. If it was from an appointment, well, one of those parameters is going to be what that actual appointment was. You're talking about appointment start. Which one was it?
It's the start date. So if you
only start date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's whatever the time and date and all that stuff is, that this is the date of that particular value.
Okay. So also real quick, we got to wrap up, but check this out. So to your other question about stopping, if they do, there is this thing here. It's called stop on response. If the contact responds to a message that comes from this workflow.
Yeah, but that's not the user.
That's
so
right.
If the roofer
just
wants to, he jumps on his phone and he goes, "Oh, I'm going to respond to this guy."
Yeah.
And he starts messaging him. I don't want these automations to come in. Hey, do you need something? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So we almost need to ask HighLevel for stop.
No, there's a way to do this. I've seen it in the work. I've seen it performed in front of me. I just don't know how to do it.
Oh.
So I'll have to continue to figure it out. It's just something that occurred to me.
I've never seen it.
There's something to do with the way the user responds to them, and there's something that indicates that triggers something somewhere. I'll find out, and I'll let you know if I come back.
Let me know. Again. I'd love to know. I just have never come across that. For my own appointment workflows here, let me show you what I got. This is what I use all over the place.
Yeah, I guess it must be workflow, because as soon as it drops out of the workflow, the appointment stuff is gone. I don't know if all of it is gone, but this particular value is gone. Yeah, and it's just so weird. And I was really counting on it because I like to keep things in separate. I like to keep stages completely workflowed out. Every stage has a particular workflow because I'm trying to get them to go to the next stage. So there's a workflow involved in that.
As a workaround. As a workaround, what you could do is come in here. If you ever want to save off anything, right? You just go update custom field, update contact field. You pick your thing. So here's a custom field. And then you would just set it when you have it.
Right, but this is a date field. Find me a date custom field.
You can make,
There's no date custom field.
yeah, there.
There,
Oh,
I don't think there is.
Well, okay. I mean, well, worst case, worst case, you can save it off as a string,
Right.
You
Yeah,
still
I know
use it.
that, but I deal with the date's important.
Okay. Well, let's take a real quick peek here. I know they don't have date time for custom fields, but they should
And
have.
this is just a standard date, like, today's date, no time involved at all.
So
But yeah,
here's
I was really surprised when I went and looked. Date picker didn't work either. It's kind of weird.
might have to take it up with HighLevel themselves.
Yeah,
Make an
maybe
idea.
so.
I'm making ideas board entries all the time.
I'll just ask my Extendly support.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was a great call. Hopefully you guys got some value today, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. If you have any other questions, see you guys.
See ya. Thanks.
My pleasure.